Discover the taste of excitement, the aroma of passion, and the joy of exploration. Because life is too short for ordinary coffee. Cheers to extraordinary moments. McKenzie Empire LLC, brewing experiences, one cup at a time.
Yo. What's good? It's your man, J. Adams, man, live on the Biz Entertainment Network, man. Your host, West Coast Heavies TV podcast on the Biz Entertainment Network, man. Powered and brought to you by Cali 900 AM, the radio show, man. What's good, everybody? How's everybody doing this week, man? It's your man, Heavy on the West Coast, man. I'm a 25-year veteran experience. You feel me? Mr. Todd Smith is in the building, man. My co-host, man. Appreciate that. With the new year, man, comes new blessings, man. You know what I'm saying? New situations.
I needed to rest. I needed the R&R, man. I needed to rest and relax and get another reset. So I was back to work today, working on some tracks. Nate Dogg track that Tone heard before the show. Getting that stuff all ready. Had a single drop that I produced. Just trying to get new projects out and running for the new year. So
we want to do today, man. It's kind of like, let's start the year off strong and go right. I held off all week. You know, I wasn't going to talk about it until it came to my show. Katt Williams, man, somebody I respect, have worked with here in LA. Shout out to the comedy community. It's kind of crazy when you see what's going on with Katt in the news. I tell everybody, man, the internet, man, has changed the game. It's changed media. It's changed how we do television. Some of the footage, man, that we got, we want to talk about it and see what our audience thinks of it, man. So we want to jump in.
Don't say I wasn't afraid. There's no such thing as a human being of not being afraid.
Okay.
There are certain human beings that understand that being afraid in no way stops you from doing what you got to do.
Okay.
I was afraid, but I couldn't be that afraid because I knew what had happened with Jesus. I knew that I wasn't in the wrong with how I was feeling, and I knew that I didn't have any bad intentions in it.
Right.
So I trusted God that it would work out.
Now, one thing I want to say real quick, man, here's a disclaimer, man. If I know the person, man, and I know their work ethic, I always got to put this disclaimer out, right? This is for entertainment purposes only. Katt Williams is a good dude. He's provided writing opportunities, performing opportunities to a lot of people. A lot of people I know personally that I've worked with in comedy business. Katt Williams has put them on. I know guys that know Katt don't like talking about it, but I'm old school, man. I know Katt when he was still Cat in the Hat. Lord forgive me, Father forgive me. But they swear that they gave Katt his name, Cat in the Hat. First of all, from a standpoint, man, of what Katt is saying, and CLUB SHAYSHAY is blowing up. In this business, you know, you want to be on what's blowing up, like the West Coast Heavies podcast. CLUB SHAYSHAY is a perfect opportunity for Katt to speak his mind. From what I've been hearing, they are saying they should have had the cameras rolling, Katt coming in the door. It was like guns blazing through the door. I thought it was kind of fire. Man, Todd, what did you think about the
Cincinnati native Katt Williams from my neck?
No doubt.
I like Katt Williams a lot. What he was doing was premeditated. He's had that on his mind for a little bit, and he's worked out all the kinks on that because some of the stuff he said in that interview, and you go back and check the receipts, it's kind of true on some of it. We'll get to some more of that, but what he was saying there about trusting God and all that stuff was, I think he just knows that he was going to be crucified for some of the stuff he was saying.
I mean, that sounded good, but everybody says that today. So I take all of that, as my mama would say, with a grain of sizzle. Katt Williams, man, is a smart dude. I've done shows with Katt. Shout out to J. Anthony Brown and the J spot out here in LA. I got to give it up, man. Inglewood, stand up. Sad to see that spot is, closed down. I really believe that was premeditated, man. So we're going to get into some more videos, man.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast. Simultaneously, was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe.
They gonna keep telling the lies until we say They don't believe him.
He's right on the fact that Kevin Hart came out of nowhere. Kevin Hart was on the East Coast. And let's face it, a lot of comics on the East Coast hold a lot of power on the West Coast. So when you're making the rounds in New York, Philadelphia, Boston area, you're gonna make connections with guys that have connections to Hollywood. Because you got guys like Adam Sandler that's made a hell of a career that never touched the West Coast until he touched the West Coast. And he started making movies. So that's not unprecedented. Now, as far as Kevin Hart being a plant, that seems to be a new thing going around, like with industry plants and stuff like that. What do you think about the plant situations, Jay?
Man, I'm kind of up in the air, man, whether I believe that or not, man. I think a lot of it holds a lot of truth to it, man, because it's hard to be big on the East Coast and the West Coast, no matter who you know, bro. Just let me tell you this. It's hard alone to get a regional agent, let alone a national agent. The East Coast and West Coast are two very different markets, man. So what I do know is you got super duper duper pull blessings, or you a plant. It's hard is what I'm saying, man. So when you listen to Katt about being a plant, you gotta have some serious blessing to never be on the West Coast. It's hard to sell out shows. Even today, I don't take my artists who are from LA to LA theaters first. Everybody knows you go to the South before you go to the East Coast. Game is to be sold, not told. We ain't here to give up all the game, but what I'm telling you is it's hard to break on both coasts at the same time. So it's like when I think about it from that, man, it's kind of like it's easy to believe that, you know, because he came out of nowhere and he was so big when he came out. Like, he had bubble behind him. What's Katt Williams' beef, man, with these celebs? That's what I really want to get down to the meat and potatoes, man. It's crazy, man. The rape scene claim, man. I mean, let's talk about that a little bit, man. About the Friday After Next. Ice Cube addresses Friday After Next rape scene claim and movie pay following trending Katt Williams interview. But I think it was kind of cool, man, that Ice Cube did come out and kind of like validate a little bit about what Katt was saying. You know what I'm saying? And talked about that. He did give a real solid interview about that. He said he wanted to clean up certain things, man. But let's get into some of the video, man, and let the people see.
He told everybody was Katt Williams, and don't nobody know who he is. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. He was so egregious, not now, then. He was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Katt?
That's where he's a believable actor.
So that's why, because when we released that clip and he said that, you responded because he said he was supposed to play Money Mike and you were supposed to play Santa Claus.
An outright lie. Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program.
Right there, Katt said it don't line up. Man, a lot of things were said right there, man. The Ricky Smiley, man, here's the thing, man. I've always had a problem with, wearing dresses, man. It's kind of why I turned down the industry for so long. Crazy how he says, though, man, that's crazy. I feel like the best actors should be in the best role. He said Ricky Smiley played the best man wearing a dress, him, Tyler Perry. What do you feel? Because I love that movie, man, where Ricky Smiley was in a dress. But what you think about what him saying, man? He put it in his contract.
The way this dude can work is if he's in a dress. Like, how's that work out? I mean,
it's just like shots was fired. But like I said, man, for the shock value, man, when you think about what he said, man, he knew that was going to get play after play after play after play. Katt says what's on his mind. So was I shocked at that? Nah, that was just funny as a mug that he was like, man, you need to be in a dress. And that, I mean, wow. I don't know if I could watch Ricky Smiley play anything else, man, besides being in the dress now.
But one thing Katt Williams did there was say that Tyler Perry also couldn't play anybody not in a dress. That kind of holds true, man. I've seen the one movie that Tyler Perry did where he tried to be a leading man in an action movie, and it was pretty bad. It wasn't good at all.
I ain't saying he struggled when he played the attorney. When he played, I forget the guy's role name now. When he plays the attorney, when he plays the guy when he tries to play himself in the movies. I mean, he be struggling then. It's like his
Right.
best role is Madea. Ricky Smiley sobs on IG. Yeah, he put you in a box, bro. You know, it's one thing for you to say it didn't happen, but it's another thing for the next movie we seen you in was in a dress.
Let's start with that. To that character, which was actually a better decision and made it funnier. Cause ain't no way in the hell I could have executed that role like that. And I'm glad that they made that decision and they put me in a Santa Claus role, which was actually perfect. And the rest is history. Had no reason. I just want to clarify that. Had no reason to lie.
Man, Ricky Smiley, first of all, man, he sounds like he's testifying. He sounds like he's testifying at a congressional hearing. I had no reason to lie about that. I don't explain myself to no grown man. I'm going to come back on my show and talk mess about you. I'm going to get on my platform and I'm going to go in on you, straight up. He sounded like, Your Honor, he sounded like he was testifying to save his life. Nobody said you was lying. What the man said is what Cube said, man.
Right.
You came to audition for one thing, and as us as actors and actresses know the game, directors included, can say, oh, we got something better that you would be at. We not really feeling you being that role. That's
Right.
all the man said. Live, like, don't make a response where you seem like it was, I don't know, I just don't be feeling a grown man explaining himself to another grown man. Like, he had you that bothered.
Right.
Yes, about what he said. Yes, he had you that bothered about what he said.
Yeah.
See, a lot of this stuff, man, I just refuse this week to even comment on because I'm not about to give you no shine, and I ain't about to give energy to that BS. But, man, did you hear anything about that, man? Those comments Faizon Love made?
I did not. Now, I will tell you, the last comedy show I went to in November was a Faizon Love comedy show.
Was he funny?
He was not funny.
I thought I remember you telling me Faizon Love was not funny.
And all he did was smoke cigars and drink whiskey while he was up there and interact with the crowd, which is fine, but I came to see a comedy show. I wanted to see what Big Worm had to say. My guy said, all I know is the N-word list somewhere around here, and he said, oh, they passing out the checks, and he got up and walked off stage about 20 minutes early. Worst show I've ever been to in my life.
You say is the most overrated comedian of all time.
Katt Williams.
But as a comedian, though, you feel like he overrated?
Oh yeah. Oh, way overrated. It's all mouth and no product. Where's the successful movie? Where's the successful TV show? The stand-up, okay. He did 19 of those. Where's he great at?
You can't just be Faizon in every movie. Like, you just gonna take your shirt off on every movie? Like, why does it say that in your script?
Man, let Big Worm live. Let him breathe, Cat.
Movie star wise, man, blockbusters, man, Faizon's been in a few, right? Been in a few. But like you said, he ain't too dope live.
I think Faizon is what set off this Katt Williams stuff.
Well, that makes sense.
Faizon got 0.
So
Why is he allowed to have conversations about real stand-up people? We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all. As a journalist. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't harbor any resentment to any of these entities because I can't be jealous. I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Katt Williams have never been my least favorite fucking comedian. There's been comedians that's hit the list, the top 5 list, and that fell off.
So you didn't have no clue he's a comedian. Crazy. Yeah, that's a comedian, man.
Faizon Love was, and that was brought to you by Crown Royal.
Hey man, they just got a plug. They got to shoot some money. Bro, what you drinking on? What you sipping on?
Crown and Coke.
That's right. That's right, man. That's a white boy. That's an old school drink. Cause that Crown Royal is nasty as a mug. I love Crown Royal, but it's gotta be the apple. That's why I love Todd, man. Todd bring out the old realness. Cause like all of my white dudes, man, they be on that old whiskey. Like I got a homeboy in Long Beach. He don't give a damn what year it is. What is he drinking on? I'm drinking on that Jack Daniels and smoking my Marlboro cigarette. I said, boy, that's what I'm talking about. He old school Long Beach. Because if you from LA, man, you know what I mean when I say old school white boy Long Beach. They either surfers or they got rusty ass hands from doing cars all day, working on trucks, and they drink
matter of fact,
Jack Daniels and smoke Marlboro cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? That's the old school cigarette in LA. Marlboro cigarettes, the red pack, not the green, the red pack. You know what I'm saying? That's why John said he's picking on some damn OG.
Fuck you guys up.
OG. Crown Royal and Coke. We know Todd ain't young no more. That's OG right there. You can tell some of these youngsters Crown Royal, they be like, what is that? Like,
what's that?
Like,
I
love me some Crown Royal apple, man. I love me some Crown Royal, man. I'm surprised I ain't got nothing today. That's my drink right there.
A lot of people are on there exposing celebrities and stuff like that, and
what happens to celebrities do it?
It's kind of been a thing, but I think it landed harder when Katt Williams did it because Katt Williams is in the room.
Like, cause I got some niggas I would love to expose right now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But that's a Ponzi scheme because you're just trying to sell tickets to your show. But it's like, well, you wouldn't know how I feel if I didn't say it. You wouldn't fuck if I didn't say it. I wouldn't even be interesting if I didn't say it. Literally, that's what it is. It's gonna become bad entertainment. I'm gonna be devil's advocate and say I don't think it's gonna be bad entertainment because you got your Moniques that have said it, but she's been taken wrong. You had other people who've done it in certain ways and we didn't like it, and so they got scrutiny by it. But when the newscast say some shit, you know what I mean? Don't nobody say nothing about, that's the news station. They always going to talk about some shit, right? Top known celebrity is saying it. It's like, oh, no, they're just, they're going crazy. They got blase. Like Kanye. And how Kanye be spazzing out and talking about niggas. He say the same thing. He be talking about the same type of, you know what I mean? It may be in a different context or content, but it be the same way. He be out in the gang of motherfuckers, big top designers and the Andrews and the big billionaires of the world.
The industry that I love that is like a family business. We talking about what, second generation now? Well, third generation because my daughter's been in TV. So third generation, I don't really want to see that, bro, because an industry that I love, to me, that's trashy. Like, I already have to accept that we're doing podcasting today. And we're like not talking about real radio no more. No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying from a culture standpoint, like one of my influencers today, he made a good post, man. I wish I could bring it up on Instagram, but he made a good post about it doesn't matter the race you are, right? If all you have to say is something negative about the culture, then you're a culture vulture. And I know it's not a young thing. You got to realize we're like 10 years different in age. But most of us old dudes that really love rap for me, rap for a lot of older cats, bro, it's the culture. We don't want to see the culture degraded any more than it already is. It's already degrading the culture. Like, we used to do things when I was a rapper, bro, iron sharper iron, to make each other better. Like, bagging, like, when I was rapping, bro, if you couldn't freestyle in Compton in 1985, I was 10, 86, 87, you wasn't considered a rapper if you couldn't freestyle. If you got in your feelings because you got beat, you had to go catch a fade. That's just how it was in 85, 86, 87, and 88, 89, and 90. I was 15. So we have to accept a lot of stuff today where when you start, okay, it was entertaining with Katt. Now you're talking about somebody's wife. Well, where I'm from, bro, you got to fight me now because you can't go that far, bro, talking about my wife and my kids. See, when we was bagging, mamas was off limits. So it's the same thing today. So it's nothing wrong with this culture that we're taking this somewhere where it's like, I don't want to be a part of it no more. Like, I'm really trying to make movie deals right now and get as far away from rap as I can because I don't like where they're taking my culture. And I'm not mad at it. Like, I had to accept it in 2023. I'm too old for it, and where it's going, I want nothing to do with it unless I own the soundtrack. Like the movie I'm working on now, I'm going to bring producers like you on, younger generation. I'm going to bring producers like Todd on, right? But we're not going to go in a direction that's where the culture is not benefiting. Why? Because I don't have to do that to make sales. I'm a marketer. I know how to market and sell stuff without it being, it's just going too far, like the stuff we do on Clubhouse. The reason why I get off of Clubhouse with some of my dudes, because where I'm from, bro, like I just was telling my wife, I don't want to be in a situation where my cripology comes out in me and I want to shoot you. Now we've gone too far with it because there's just certain things you can't do to me. Because I'm not the nigga that's going to argue with you. We ain't finna go back and forth on your blog and my blog. Nah, bro, we pulling up. And that's just where the culture is going. The culture is going where we acting like some broads now. And from where I'm from, you get socked in the mouth.
But Jay,
you get socked in the mouth. You can laugh. You laugh at my black ass all the time. You can laugh at me all you want.
But Jay, that's like the new. That's the new culture now. It's like battle rap. Like niggas be saying everything in battle rap. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, I feel you though. We gonna be battle rapping, all right. I'm gonna be looking
like
for you.
Battle rap. You know what I mean? Like if you battle rapping, cats that be battle, they be talking about niggas' mamas, niggas' hoods, niggas' toes, niggas' houses. Like it's battle rap. So if you get offended in battle rap and you take it out of the culture of battle rap, like this is entertainment. This is only
see that like nobody respects, but nobody respects nobody's fade because nobody. But bro, it's only the culture because of what you're saying. You're right because nobody's getting socked in the mouth no more because now that's a felony. Now if you extend your elbow, it ain't no such thing called mutual combat no more. Because you ain't getting punched in your mouth no more. So that's why it's accepted now because you ain't getting socked in your mouth for talking about somebody's mama. But let's keep it real. You talk about my mama, you still gonna get punched in your mouth. So I ain't even gonna engage in nothing like that because you talk about Essie May, I'm coming for you. That ain't no joke. That's off limits. Essie May is off limits. She off limits and she gonna stay off limits.
Twitter made this shit real popular. Where you get online,
but me and Biz is because what we talking about, Biz is right. It's the culture. That's why I know it's time for my old ass to get out of it. Because like I said, man, one of my partners said, bro, and I'm not proud of this, bro, but I was still taking my gun just 3 years ago to my concerts. Because I'm not with all of that, bro. Like. See, nobody's getting punched in the mouth no more. Nobody is getting beat up. Nobody, nothing has happened to nobody today.
But you know, Jay, they say that like if you get offended because of something like that, and it's just business competition or business battle, and you take it out of that, then it's like, oh, well, that person must be sensitive than the other person. You know what I mean?
See,
like
that's
you,
another
you
code
in
word.
reality.
I didn't even know what that word meant in '87.
This is we only battling to sell a tour. So you know how
you need to do all that, bro. So you need to talk about somebody's mama to sell tour tickets.
But you.
Because I got a million other ways to sell tickets, fam.
Nah, Jay. Remember when Kanye and 50 had their whole little thing? Now it wasn't as far as extreme. It wasn't crazy extreme or whatever the case.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Niggas out in niggas. But
we need enough
what
of
I'm
these.
saying is, it was that, business competition. You know what I mean? And Katt just bringing it out like, hold on. These niggas now, yes, Katt went very extreme with it, but it was like these niggas have said shit upon me or have taken my story or have said things that I played in the same movie. I'm like, what? That's like, he's in a way, I'm with him. Like, this is Tupac. All eyes on me, nigga. This is what's that? Hit him up. You know what I mean? This is that. You know what I mean? This is that Tupac and Biggie record. You know what I mean? Like Tupac, like.
But they was shooting at each other though, fam. Come on, bro. You was in LA like I was, bro. They had us shooting at each other.
Hold on.
Niggas was going to each other's concerts, shooting at each other.
But this is the Tupac diss to Biggie, right?
They took that, man. They took that Tupac record and hit him up. Seriously.
Tank, you know what was so crazy? That the diss was so hard that Pac gave that Biggie didn't even really have a comeback diss record. They didn't have
no comeback for that, bro.
Think about it. Think about everybody's comeback on Katt right now. All the comedians. What are they saying? What are all the comedians are saying? Well, Katt is right in some aspects, but I whoop. They don't want to out.
Yeah, they ain't got no comeback, really. No real. They ain't got no real
comeback.
smoke for him.
What did you say? But Cuba's not a comedian. You know what I mean?
No, he's not.
He's the guy that's hiring the comedian, right? So you look at that, it's just a different aspect of the game. But this culture of exposing cats is going to be a new thing. Like, I can see it going to be a thing. Like, there's some niggas that I don't even fuck with that I'm like, I don't want people to run into these niggas. Because the game is. Go ahead, Todd. My bad, Todd.
Katt's about to capitalize off of this. For
right,
real,
but let's look at this on
he's gonna take us on tour, bro. Joe Rogan's already reached out, trying to get him on his podcast, which is the largest podcast in podcasting. He's just gonna take this on tour and run with it for what it's worth. He's got something to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm congratulating him. I'm congratulating. You know why I'm congratulating Katt? Because Katt takes care of foster kids. People don't know that. You know what I mean? I'm a foster kid. So a person like Katt, who's raising 10 of them, you get what I mean? It's, for one, I look at that as like, I'm gonna go all in. And you know what you're showing to them? You're showing to them that you can break all barriers. Don't let nobody sidetrack you. His show still was never like, he ain't never lost a ticket. This nigga shows is still so, like, he's funny. And he continues to be funny because he's actually funny. When you know someone has a talent,
funny, man.
Change their talent.
He's actually funny.
That's what I was telling my cousin. I'm like, because we had this issue about sports, and if sports is a talent or is it a skill, right? And I was like, someone can have talent, but once you could train your talent to become a supreme skill, you become an amazing individual. If you could take your talent and make it a supreme skill, like, cool, I had the talent of playing drums, but once I started getting with like cats that was like vets in the game, in the music realm and drumming and shit, my talent became now a supreme skill. You get what I mean?
Right.
Like how a motherfucker, but you can learn a skill. You can have no talent and learn the skill. You get what I mean? It's just those people who have gifts they can do it better than most, and they're effortless with it. And that motherfucking Katt Williams is effortless with it, man. He is effortless when it comes to like to that stage in comedy.
Yeah, he is, man. No doubt on that, man. He does that effortless.
The other comedians give him love, and I know they bite off that nigga. I know they use some of his like, you know, some of his charisma and his, you know what I mean, way of moving. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, Katt would do it like this, you know what I mean? I'm not, and they might not bite off of him, but they definitely take some gems. They definitely take some wittiness.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Steve Harvey clip. Did you see the Steve Harvey clip?
With Steve Harvey? What Steve Harvey responded?
That Steve Harvey stole some jokes from him. And Katt Williams has got one about filling up the tank. When he used to be able to put the nozzle in the tank and fill it up and go inside, get you a beer, pack of cigarettes.
Man, where's Sizzle C at, man?
Through the window.
Everybody does.
Talk to a lady, bag of chips before you stick it in there, click. You stick it in there, you turn around, it's click. It's already done, $15. Steve Harvey kind of took that same joke and ran with it.
Damn.
Well, you know, the crazy thing of it is, bro, everybody does that. That's why I wish we could have got Sizzle C on today.
Yeah.
We were talking yesterday about Sizzle's, how Katt took one of his jokes and ran with it. You know, a lot of cats, man, they write jokes for each other. Comedy world, man, everybody's cool till they blow up. You know, comedy world is like a real, you know, you got your clicks, kind of like what Katt said.
Right.
So everybody does that. You know, I think everybody got a story like that, man. It's crazy, but like you said, Todd, I mean, Katt just told the story, bro, so entertaining.
Right.
He just told the story good.
Yeah, he was entertaining when he did it. Yeah, I was going to say the only comedian I can remember ever being outed for just outright ripping something off was that Mencia guy that had the show on Comedy Central, Mind of Mencia.
Oh, girl, the white girl too.
Huh?
The white girl, Amy Schumer or some shit.
Amy Schumer.
Yeah, she was outed for stealing some jokes.
Yeah. I remember the Mind of Mencia cat. He got blacklisted or something over that. Like, you ain't heard nothing about him since.
I know, right? Yeah. I think if brothers was more open up, if the comedy world was more open up to where cats wouldn't have none of this bullshit, you wouldn't have none of this. So this would happen if shit wasn't occurring. You get what I mean? Like it wouldn't cause a reaction. They should know that this shit was gonna come out, or the way niggas be doing niggas in the comedy game, it was gonna come out crazy. I remember when I was hiring comics to come perform at and host different shows. And these comics, they were like, yo, I'll do it. And I started getting comics like Boogie B, D-Lay, you know what I mean? Like some cats that I didn't even know that was on the rise. You know what I mean? Like, and these cats would come to me and I would pay them like they would ask like, oh no, it's cool, you know, as long as I'm getting $25, you know what I mean? You know, $30, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? I'm like, hell nah. I'm gonna get, nah, bro. And I will hook him up. I'll give him a hundo. You know what I mean? Wouldn't even sweat, bro. You good. You got drinks, you know, you straight, bro. Right? And I think because I feel like they're entertainers, and if you've been doing your craft for a certain while, you're funny, and I hired you, you should be taken care of like the musicians are taken care of. You should be taken care of like the main act is taken care of. You get what I mean? But Katt wasn't that wasn't a normal thing, and I didn't know that. I was literally not even. I'm not saying I'm in the comedy world. That's not where I'm at. That's, you know what I mean. I kind of leave that up to the professionals, you know. But the shows that I've thrown and I won, and I did a couple of comedy shows at the Novel Cafe over in Koreatown, right next to the Wilton Theater. Literally, my spot was literally right next to the Wilton Theater. That's why we run comedy shows and things like that. And so I just kind of understood the game a little bit better, and I respect the craft of comedy because it takes a lot to get up there and make an audience crack up laughing the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Katt Williams, Katt Williams, the only person I could sit there for a whole 30 minutes or an hour and just laugh, crack up the whole fucking time. like the whole
Yeah,
time.
it is funny. It is funny.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? The whole time, because it's reality funny. You know, it's and Dave Chappelle was probably the first time in his last few episodes. Those have probably been the first time I sat through one of his episodes and actually
Right.
one of his episodes. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, I like it. You know what I mean? But then again, I'm older. You know what I mean? I have more thought in life. You know what I mean? So I could get his jokes. I get his jokes. You know what I mean? Like teenagers would still be into Katt Williams jokes. You get what I mean? Like he's just timeless. He's just a timeless, you know, comedian. So I don't know. You let me know your thoughts, but you know, I just had to come in and like, you know, give my 2 cents on the comedy world, you know. But I definitely helped out in the comedy world. I've definitely put some cats in, you know, I mean, put some money in some cats' pockets, put food on some cats' tables, you know what I mean? So I've definitely contributed, you know. Also, man, there's another. You know who? You know who? What's his name? No, Squancho. Yeah, I did gang of stuff with Squancho. Like we got him in our back pocket. I got his number. What's the other dude? I'm talking about the other guy. That'd be a good person I could get on. Probably get him to come on. Squancho. I'll call him because he'll be like, "What? Hell yeah!" I know he had a fallout with. Who do you have a fight with? He had an issue with another comedian that they had like a brawl.
Yeah, he did. I don't remember now, but I remember the incident you're talking about. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember who it was though.
K was it TK Kirkland? Yeah. TK Kirkland.
Yeah. TK Kirkland. There you go.
Yeah. He funny too. TK is funny too.
Yeah, TK is funny.
Yeah, he's
TK
funny.
is funny.
You know what I mean? But he just got people have said like, you know, how much fucked up shit. Like, you know, I mean, I get it. The comedy world is dark, man. It could be some dark places there, man. So I just try not to get too involved in because that's just not my, you know what I mean? That's not my forte. I'm too deep in the music world. Like that shit is fucking dark. So
Right.
I like to stay in my lane.
Comedy world, man, is something, man. It's something else, man. But yeah, man, you know, you got.
I met Tiffany Haddish
because I for sure had talked to Sizzle C yesterday, man. He got some things to say about it. That's kind of entertaining, man. He just had to be on the road today. But yeah, man, that's definitely, man. We need to have a part 2, bro, because I'm interested on what you said, man. Thinking that's gonna be like the thing now, bro. That's gonna be crazy. See this
when I met Tiffany Haddish, look, I met Tiffany Haddish at the Laugh Factory, and I did a show on BET, right, with Tiffany Haddish, and it was with Tiffany Haddish, Deion Cole, Brendan Jackson, and Cheryl Underwood, right? We was on the TV. I did a TV show on BET, and hit us, right? You know what I mean? And it was the funnest shit ever. You know, we laughed the whole time, but I guess once you get to a certain plateau, the comedian world becomes a very small pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does.
Like, and people can go check out the show. The show was called Face Value. It was on BET. It was a show called Face Value, and me and my boy Rick, we had did that show. Shout outs to D-Lo for hooking it up. But that's like literally, that was a good show, a good experience to have. And I had them niggas cracking up the whole time. Brendan T. Jackson was trying to, you know. Anyway, I spent a whole podcast talking about that shit because I got to, you know, me and Brendan T. Jackson, man, that dude, he funny. That nigga know who Biz is. That nigga like, I don't want to be around with you in the room, Biz. Because, you know, you got too much shine, nigga. Your shit is bright, nigga. You have the whole makeup staff laughing and shit. You know what I mean? Like, and this nigga, hey, he got a fucking dressing room. He got a fucking whole full 9 layout, right?
All that.
They gave me a motherfucking hut. It looked like I'm just joking, but you know what I mean? They gave me some small shit. I'm like, damn, really? All right. You know what I mean? You know how they do all the little makeup shit before you get on the screen. They put your little patty foundation, whatever, and shit. And I was like, all right. And I just had everybody laughing. Just my scene. It just, you know when you in your vibe and shit, you know, when you in your world, your people, right. You know what I mean? And the industry is like, when we all in that production mode, that's my shit. I love that shit. That's like my world, you know what I mean? And I just act like me. But yeah, it was a fun ordeal, man. It was real great. You know, I enjoyed it.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, that's what's up, man. No doubt on that, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, that Katt Williams stuff though, man. I think that was man, that was great, man. That was great for entertainment, bro. I really enjoyed that, man, to be honest with you, man. I mean, I'm glad we got to talk about that today. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so they know, hey, this ain't coming from no, like, oh man, this guy's probably just some neighborhood cat. Nah, bro. We know this lane. We know this industry. We in LA. We in Hollywood. We in the music world. We in the entertainment world. So we know this industry. And when cats can, you know, I like to say, just go validate. Just go Google, nigga. Go Google you. Go Google some niggas. You know what I mean? You'll find out. Go ahead, Todd. My bad.
I had a local DJ friend of mine, DJ Max Exclusive, say that Katt Williams sounded like a hater on the episode. And I said, I mean, you could take it that way, but I kind of took it as a warning that if you want a lot of money in this music industry, in this entertainment industry, you're gonna have to give up your booty hole. That seemed to be the theme of that interview. You know what I mean? I was like, you can be rich or you could be super rich. And to be super rich, there's some things you're going to have to sacrifice that you ain't willing to sacrifice, like dignity, pride.
Yeah. Dignity or pride. Yeah. You don't have to sacrifice some things.
You can make money and make a good living in this industry without having to do that. And that's what I think Katt Williams' message was.
Todd,
underlying message.
Can I ask you a question, Todd?
Sure.
Do you understand, or can you understand, how he hates these guys? That's clearly what I saw. He can give two shits.
I was gonna ask that, man. Did you see that in him? That he hates the guys he's talking about.
Yeah, he could give a shit, two shits if they
has a strong dislike for him. Hate's a strong word. I ain't gonna say he hates people because I'm just saying I'm not that man. I can't get into his heart. But what I am saying is he's definitely got a dislike for each one of those individuals. I don't know if it's something that they may have said about him or to him, or some sort of side comments they made. Because let's face it, Katt Williams is not for everybody. You know what I mean? Right. Bill Cosby came in talking shit about Eddie Murphy. So I mean, it's not. I don't know, but he definitely doesn't like him. That's a fact.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Do you think this? I'm asking both of y'all because I really want to know this from y'all perspective. Do you think Katt Williams is changing the face of comedy prior to Katt Williams, in a sense that Katt Williams assumed he was changing the face of comedy, but because now Katt Williams is really, every time Katt Williams he's like a thorn in Kevin Hart's back, right? Kevin Hart's like, fuck, I cannot stop this. This nigga is just relentless, right? Do you think Kevin Hart changed the face of comedy more than Katt Williams? I mean, no, I'm sorry. Did Katt Williams change the face of comedy more than Kevin Hart?
I don't think either of them changed the face of comedy, to be honest. I think Katt Williams is more of a stage performer to me than Kevin Hart. And Kevin Hart's a better actor than Katt Williams. But I think Katt Williams ran with some stuff that was laid in place before him that started with probably Jerry Lewis, if we want to go way back. Then, I mean, there's always been comedians that's been in movies since Jerry Lewis, but Jerry Lewis did it really well. Then you got Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. You got guys like that, the Wayans. And then Katt Williams took the foundation those comedians laid out for him and then ran with it and did a lot of things them guys probably couldn't do.
Yeah, explain that bit. Like when you say change the face of comedy,
like I mean,
the
coach of the comedy world. You get what I mean? In the sense, like,
yeah, I definitely don't look at Kevin Hart as doing that.
No. Kevin Hart.
It's hard to say. It's really hard to say because like what Todd said, it's like the Wayans brothers and Eddie Murphy had a definite effect. You definitely knew with Eddie Murphy following Richard Pryor's footsteps. If you kill the stage and you got some acting ability, you can get in movies and never have to look back again. To me, that's changing the culture of comedy because you make way more movie as a movie star than a stand-up comedian. You know, changing the culture. I think Dave Chappelle in this generation, I would say Dave Chappelle because he went and made a bag in television. See, television and the screen, you know, that's where you want to graduate to. You want to be on that screen. Like I said, growing up in the acting world, you want to get in two things, TVs and movies. That's where the money's at. So I don't think any of them have changed it. Kevin has affected it though.
Do you think this will have, as far as Kevin's comedy and Katt's comedy, from your experience and being involved in that world, who do you think would do you think this would raise like more popularity between Katt and shout outs to the Rams? Game ain't over yet though, huh? Oh, game over, 21-20.
No, game over with Rams 1-1.
Yep. But
Rams
do you think that this will like maneuver the capitalization and because Katt Williams, I don't think he's making as much as Kevin. I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, he's not. He's not making as much. Kevin just got a blockbuster $200 million production deal. Katt's show ain't making as much as Kevin.
Wow.
I know that personally from people that work with him. So Kevin is changing it money-wise because now he's bigger than he has the potential to be. I mean, he hasn't had a show yet that's lasted as long. I don't think anybody is gonna outdo In Living Color. So but Kevin, as far as going into production, like the Wayans brothers did, nobody has a blockbuster deal like that right now. I mean, his deal is astronomical with his content deal that he got. But I think one thing is if you're not really familiar with either one of them, it's gonna boost that for both of them. If you're a Katt Williams fan, it's gonna boost that. If you already a Kevin Hart fan, it's gonna boost that. But I think it's gonna do well for both of them. For Katt, I just think if Katt is really trying to stay in his lane where he's killing it at, I mean, Katt is killing it with his stand-ups and them going to video. But you know, who's getting the mega? I mean, we just said, Chappelle with his latest Netflix special. I mean, these are blockbuster $1 million deals that he and Kevin are landing with their specials.
Right.
Katt ain't landing them back to back like that. He's just not. I don't know why, but he's not.
Right.
These guys are landing back to back blockbuster deals, man.
That was a better way of explaining what I was talking about with Kevin Hart. Was he just took the outline that the comedians that broke into the movie business did before him, took that outline and just did it better and made a lot more money with it. So
now, Katt, if you would come, if you would come sign with me, West Coast Heavies, then we could get that because see, Katt has a lot of right. See, man, Katt, I took it from the Wayans brothers, so we all did. Katt and Kevin do the same thing that I work to do. They put funny ass comedic writers around them. Steve Harvey do it too. So if you're smart, like we all, like if you know the TV business, the game is to be sold, not told, but this is free game Sundays. But if you know the business, you want to be in the film business. You want to be in the television business. Those are checks for your grandkids. So Kevin has mastered that. Like when you look at his team of who he got around him and his writers, but don't sleep on Katt. Katt got a gang of writers. So, but one thing that one of my finance dudes told me, the reason why, I look at the industry different in the last 3 years, because he even told me this is not a real game anymore. It's like Monopoly. It's about who likes you. That's how you get your money.
So
it's like,
okay. I'm sorry.
But it's like, I think both of them want to be there, but man, I ain't gonna lie. You can say what you want to say about Kevin. Kevin's in a hell of a situation right now, and nobody can beat Kevin except Kevin beat himself.
Right.
Do you think comedians choose to battle with? Like, I didn't hear Katt say anything about Eddie. I didn't hear him say anything about, Katt's on that type of extra line, like the Jay Leno's or the Jon Stewart's or the Dave Chappelle's. Like, I think he chooses,
Of course. Of course.
No, that's
what good would it? What good would it do anybody to go after Eddie? To me, after Richard Pryor, man, he the best. Even Richard would probably say this if he was alive. Eddie was the best to do it. I mean, Eddie, if we go pull up this last movie that people don't even really like, Eddie is still doing blockbuster movies if he do a movie. He just has a signature voice, man, and signature personality. He has a signature personality as an actor. He's never gonna lose that. He could be 80 years old.
I can't wait for Beverly Hills 4, Cop 4. I can't wait for the movie to come. I'm on
it. I'm glad they didn't I'm glad he didn't come out and do a fucking special. Like Eddie, if Eddie was doing a special right now, it would tarnish everything. I wouldn't even like.
I don't think Eddie
it would, man, because I always believe, you only want to go back the way you went out. He went out on top.
Yeah,
right.
And I don't
need to do a special, bro. If you're not gonna outdo that, and it's just like we all know, man. It's like I tell everybody, it's like if you had the sauce and the sauce ain't the same, bro, you don't do it again. I mean, you don't. You don't. It's like you leave that alone and you do what God is blessing you to do now that you're winning at. But when you go out on top, you would be crazy to go back to something subpar.
I know. That's what I was thinking. Like, even if he was to do it, I don't think he would like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he would have to kind of keep that plateau. Like, he would have to be fucking hilarious, like the original. Yeah. People gonna put him up to that standard. You know what I mean?
Of course.
He couldn't do Raw or Delirious today. Those wouldn't get off in today's culture. He wouldn't be able to get those off. I mean, there ain't no way he wouldn't get boycotted or, some sort of shadow ban for talking about Mr. T doing what Mr. T was doing and some of that kind. Yeah.
Because I feel like Chris Tucker shouldn't have came out and did a special. I think his special.
No, I think that hurt him, man. I think that hurt him though doing that.
That shit was kind of
because he didn't kill it. He didn't kill
I ain't
it.
gonna lie. If somebody say, "Yo, Biz, that show was garbanzo," I could respect that. Like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna do a better show. But when with comedy, it's different. You know what I mean? With music, you can have elements and people dancing around and oh my God, this show is dope. You know what I mean? But with comedy, it's different, bro. You gotta have like the lines,
I think those,
bro, like you said, it's way different. It's not the same.
Yeah, I think they'd be better suited to just show up at a comedy club one night and maybe do a set or two. You know what I mean? Different places than to do a special that's on video. You know what I mean? That the whole world can see. If Eddie Murphy was to pop up in LA somewhere and do a show right now, you can't tell me that wouldn't be legendary. You know what I mean? The word of mouth of that is going to be like Michael Jordan just popping up somewhere and playing one-on-one against somebody and busting their ass. And he's still doing it, at that high level. But I wouldn't want to do a Netflix special if I'm Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean?
Man,
I just wouldn't. I wouldn't right then. But the pop-up show where I only got to give him probably like 15, 20 minutes, absolutely. A whole hour.
Oh, yeah. He would be great at that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with comedy is a little bit different from music. Like
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones, one of my favorite groups, Metallica. Lars Ulrich will always be in his bag, so he just don't want to be in his bag no more.
Right.
Michael Jackson danced till he couldn't dance on beat no more. But if you look at those last rehearsals for This Is It, you can still see the passion in his eyes. See, if you lose that,
hold on, you fucked up. Hold on, you fucked up.
What happened?
He said, Michael, hold on.
He caught that, huh? He caught that. Hey, bro, he stopped dancing on beat. What? Shit.
Till he stopped dancing on beat. Till his nose fell off.
Hey, I didn't think you caught that one, but I say that to myself and my family all the time. Michael Jackson danced until he couldn't dance on beat no more.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir, he did, man. Hey, what was that one show he did with Justin Bieber? He was bumping into him, moonwalking off beat. Which one was that? Live on TV? Man, I felt so... I put my head down. I'm a real fan, bro. Oh, yeah, man. We getting ready to wrap things up, man. It's been another legendary show. West Coast Heavies TV podcast, man, on the Biz Entertainment Network. Your man, J. Adams, man. For all information, for advertising purposes, promotional, you can always hit me up. J. Adams, WCH, Instagram, Facebook, West Coast _Heavies on Instagram as well. West Coast Heavies 101@gmail.com. The only time we've ever been halfway right in this country that is not ours is when we did stuff for us, by us, amongst us.
Look, bro. Stop talking about it. Like, let's get to it. Like,
another vet
From the West.
West Coast Heavy TV's podcast in the building. What's up, Los Angeles?
Federal government is still kind of like, okay, what is this?
Radio, the promotion, advertising.
Inspired me, like the way he put the words together, the pattern.
In my 50s now, you know?
Right.
I felt like I should do this.
What the hell is you in something and you don't know the business? That ain't nobody's fault but your fault.
You hear the music, it's all sad, popping pills, and being depressed all the time, too. So I think that may have a little bit to do with it.
Man, J. Adams pregame Sunday